What Mona Wants, Mona Gets, written by Diane Sheldon. Read to you by Miss Keating. Mona and her mother were shopping for a birthday gift for Mona's granddad. Mona looked in the window of every shop they passed, and in every window she saw something she wanted. A pair of silver trainers, a glittery pencil case, a neon pink bag. Mona, please, begged her mother. What did I tell you? We're shopping for your granddad, not you. Mona scowled. But I want... Let's get away from here, said her mother. Maybe we'll find a shop off the main road that has something perfect for granddad. Mona and her mother searched the back streets without any luck. We seem to be going in circles, said Mona's mother at last. Mona pointed. What if we go down there? Her mother frowned. It looks like it's just an alleyway. There's a light, said Mona. Maybe it's a cafe. I want chips and a drink. But when they got there, the light was coming from a second-hand shop. I really wanted chips, moaned Mona. Her mother acted as if she hadn't heard. Well, I suppose we might as well have a look, she decided. Still whining about chips, Mona followed her mother inside. The shop was dark and so packed with old things it was hard to move. Mona tugged on her mother's sleeve. Let's go. We're not going to find anything in this dump. Mona, please, her mother nodded towards the counter. Don't be rude. It was then that Mona saw an old woman watching from behind the counter with sharp green eyes. Mona's mother smiled at her. I don't think I've ever seen a shop like this before. Of course not, snapped the old woman. It's one of a kind. Mona rolled her eyes. If you asked her, it was one too many. Her mother explained that what they were looking for. The old woman nodded. Well, there's something for everyone here. Not for me there isn't, muttered Mona. The green eyes turned to her. Well, perhaps if you look, you'll find something you like. Mona doubted that very much. She followed her mother around the shop, grumbling. Mona, please, if you won't help, at least you can do is not hinder. But I want, began Mona. Suddenly the old woman was beside her, holding a small wooden box. Here, look at this till your mother's ready. Mona scowled. Open it, ordered the old woman. Mona did as she was told. Inside the box was a crystal moon on a silver chain. One of Mona's friends had a necklace very like it. When you held it up to the light, you could see a rainbow. Mona held up the necklace, but instead of a rainbow, she saw trillions of stars. They seemed so real, she felt as though she was falling through space. Mona, come on. Mona looked round, surprised to find that her mother standing at the entrance with a parcel in her hands ready to go. Oh, please, Mona wailed. I really, really want this. Well, you can't have it. Now let's go. Please, begged Mona. I promise I'll never ask for anything again. Put it back, ordered her mother. We have to go. But the necklace wouldn't leave Mona's hand. Mona, what did I say? Put it back. Mona shook her fingers, but still the necklace didn't fall off. Take it. Startled, Mona turned. She'd forgotten the old woman. Pardon? Take it, she repeated. Oh, thank you, cried Mona. She did love getting presents. You better put it on or you'll lose it, the old woman winked. But be careful what you ask for in the future or you might just get it. Mona happily fastened the necklace around her neck. Oh, don't worry, said Mona. I'm never going to ask for anything again, ever. On Monday, as she was getting dressed, Mona noticed the crystal moon in the mirror. She stared at it for a few seconds, wondering why she'd ever wanted it in the first place. It was just a dumb necklace. You couldn't even see rainbows in it. Mona went to toss it in a jewelry box with all the other necklaces she never wore, but she couldn't undo the clasp. She tried again and again, but it wasn't any use. Her mother couldn't get it off either. Mona's mum pushed and pulled, but it wouldn't budge. We don't have time for this now, she said. We have to hurry or be late for your dentist appointment. Mona looked at her magazine while she waited for a dentist to call her. It was crammed with things she wished she could have. Oh, Mummy, look at these boots. She held the magazine so her mother could see the picture. I want these boots. Said her mother. On the next page was a bright yellow ski parka that caught Mona's eye. Oh, look, Mummy, I want that. Said her mother. On the next page was a pink party dress. On the page after that, it was a pair of stripy tights. I thought you were never going to want anything again as long as you got that necklace, said Mona's mother. Mona, of course, had completely forgotten about her promise in the shop. I knew it wouldn't last, sighed her mum. By the time she got home, Mona had already forgotten about the things she'd seen and wanted in the magazine, until she went to her room. The pink party dress was hanging on the door of her wardrobe. Mona jumped in delight. Her mother must have got them as a surprise for her. Then she saw the boots on the floor beside the chest of drawers. Mona's eyes moved around the room. The ski parka was lying across the foot of the bed. The tights were neatly folded over the back of the chair. Shrieking with joy, she ran downstairs to thank her mother. Mona's mother looked around. "What are you on about? What things?" "You know," said Mona, "the ones from the magazine." Mona's mother had turned back to the TV. "What magazine?" she said absent-mindedly. Mona decided not to say any more. She was afraid her mother might make her give everything back. Mona was distracted all through supper, wondering how the new clothes had found their way to her room. If her mother hadn't given them to her, who had? It wasn't until she was getting ready for bed that Mona remembered she was still wearing the necklace. "I'm fed up with this silly necklace," she muttered as she reached around her neck to break the chain. Which was when Mona heard the voice of the old woman in the shop once more. "But be careful what you ask for in future, or you might just get it." Mona stared at herself in the mirror. It was the necklace! She laughed out loud. That had to be it. The necklace would give her anything she wanted. Mona danced around the bathroom. If she wasn't the luckiest girl in the world, she didn't know who was. That night, Mona dreamt about some of the thousands of things she always wanted and never got. She dreamt about the pony and the swing set, the rabbits and the Wendy house, the tuba, the cowboy boots and the bicycle, ice cream sundaes and burgers and chips. I want, Mona mumbled over and over in her sleep. I want. It was such a good dream that Mona slept through her alarm. She only awoke when her mother started shouting, "Mona, what are you doing? Come down and have your breakfast." "Coming," Mona shouted back. She opened her eyes. A rabbit jumped over her. I must still be dreaming, she thought. She sat up and banged her head on a tuba. Mona looked around. The tuba wasn't the only new thing in her room. The swing set, the three-wheel bicycle, and the Wendy house were also new, as were the rabbits. The pony hadn't been there yesterday either. Mona touched the necklace she was wearing and laughed. Of course, it had given her everything she wanted, even though she'd wanted it when she was sound asleep. "Mona!" her mother shouted again. "Hurry up, it's a long drive to Grandad's. I want to get going. We don't want to be late for his birthday party." Mona managed to get out of the bed by climbing onto her desk, but she couldn't even see the carpet. "Mona!" her mother sounded angry. "Hurry up!" But Mona couldn't hurry up. She had to crawl under the swing to get to her wardrobe. And when she reached the wardrobe, she discovered that the rabbits had been eating her new pink party dress. "Mona!" her mother sounded very angry now. "If you're not down here in 5 minutes, I'll get someone to look after you and I'll go on my own." "I'll be right there." Mona started searching frantically through the new clothes heaped on the floor, but there were too many to choose from. 4 more minutes, shouted her mother. Mona took off her pajamas and pulled on a red tutu and a sweatshirt that said Princess on the front. 3, screamed her mother. The pony was standing on her best shoes. Mona yanked her slippers from under a giant stuffed kangaroo and put them on. 2! The Wendy house stood between Mona and the door. "I want to get out! I want to get out!" chanted Mona in desperation. Nothing happened. "Mona!" Her mother was right outside the door, which she couldn't open because the Wendy house was in the way. "You let me in!" "I'm coming!" Mona screamed back. But she wasn't going anywhere. "That's it!" roared her mother. "Not only are you missing the party, but I'm not buying you anything new till next year." "But I don't want anything," wailed Mona. "I just want to go with you." And she tugged on the necklace with such force that it broke and flew into the air. Mona rubbed her eyes. She was standing in her bedroom wearing her old party dress. The pony, the rabbits, and all the other things were gone. She put her hand on her throat. The necklace was gone too. It had all been a horrid dream. "Mona!" called her mother. "Are you coming or not?" "Of course I'm coming." Mona stepped carefully over the rabbit poo that lay between her and the door. Perhaps it hadn't been a dream after all. Just in case, Mona was going to be very careful what she asked for in the future.